The Republican convention is set to kick off in Cleveland, and we're set to kick off Money, Power, and Politics 5 nights a week. Money, Power, and Politics is moving to weeknights. That's Monday through Friday at 11:30 p.m. here on Fox 13. And we'll still bring you a highlight show here on Sunday nights. And we're on the road for the next 2 weeks. We'll kick off our new weeknight show Monday night from the Republican convention in Cleveland.
Cleveland will host the 2016 Republican National Convention.
The GOP race started in Cleveland and it will end in Cleveland. We traveled to Cleveland for the Republican debate back in August, and we're back for the GOP convention, which Trump has said will be different, and it certainly will.
President Donald Trump knows how to make America great. Deal from strength or get crushed every time.
Trump knows how to turn heads and pull focus. He's a master showman, and he said he wants to make the Republican convention more entertaining. And unlike Mitt Romney, bet that he'll come up with something better than Clint Eastwood fussing at a chair.
I'm not going to shut up. It's my turn. So anyway.
Look for Trump to bring in more celebrities and viral stars who will keep the focus on Donald Trump.
They became an internet sensation.
Think Diamond and Silk.
Leave Donald Trump. Leave him alone. Yeah. Period. Bye.
But Trump may also face some drama he cannot control. We've already seen protesters in Cleveland when Trump's flown in before bet that they will be back and they'll compete for attention with Trump. And like we saw in Tampa in 2012, at least some of those protesters could work their way inside the arena. And beyond the protesters, Trump may face challenges from within his own party. It's already started with Jeb Bush this week trashing Trump just before the convention.
There isn't going to be a wall built, and Mexico's not going to pay for it. And people are going to be deeply frustrated, and the divides will grow in our country. I think people are going to really feel betrayed.
Well, as you might expect, Jeb Bush won't be there, and neither will the two living Republican presidents, Bush 41 and Bush 43, and neither will the last Republican nominee, Mitt Romney, who has also blistered Trump.
A business genius he is not.
But Trump's goal in Cleveland is to move the party beyond its leaders of the past and rally behind his vision. And it's a vision that breaks from Republican tradition on some issues like trade and to a certain extent health care.
Everybody's got to be covered. This is an un-Republican thing for me to say.
Universal health care.
I am going to take care of everybody.
Who pays for it?
The government's going to pay for it.
Meanwhile, Trump's biggest challenge could come from some of his own delegates. Trump supporters have claimed that the party planted Trump's pool of delegates with rats.
The fix is in. They already told us they're going to sell out, flip. They are not for Trump.
Well, Trump hopes and expects that some of his own delegates won't betray him, and they probably will not. But it's something to watch in a week that will be something to watch. It will be a turning point for Republicans one way or the other, and a very big week for their leader who built his brand on playing it big.
What a great honor it must be for you to honor me tonight.
Once again, we'll join you 5 nights a week live from both conventions. Money, Power, and Politics, again, is moving to weeknights at 11:30. And we'll also bring you live reports on Facebook throughout the day and night, behind the scenes, in the arena, and at Fox Election Headquarters. So please find us on Facebook. Search for Fox 13's Craig Patrick on Facebook, then follow our page. As always, we're going to mix it up with a combination of hard news investigations and parody and satire. And on that note, we're making a 7-part mockumentary series that will satirize the races in both parties. And since the Republican convention starts first, we'll start with the Republican War of 2016. In case you missed it, here's part 1 in the spirit of Ken Burns.
It's time now for Trail Tales. On the cornfields of Sharpsburg, a soft-spoken surgeon tried to heal his war-torn party with gifted hands and sleepy words.
What kind of judgments have they made? The fruit salad of their life is what I will look at. Lieutenant Benjamin Carson. P.S. Would somebody please attack me?
It was too late, for the wounds had festered through a fortnight, and the party forged by Lincoln was plunging back into the furnace.
My party is going batshit crazy.
Well, let's hear it, Big Don.
Don't worry about it, little Marco. Little Marco Rubio, this guy that he's going around, he's going crazy.
The great Republican War of 2016 defined us and opened us up to what we became. It was a crossroads of our being, and it was a hell of a crossroads.
The cold insults have chilled me to the bone. How I long for the insipid comfort of mint. General Reince Priebus.
The brash general from New York cleared through a dozen states with ruthless abandon and showed no mercy as he tore through the South.
Like to punch him in the face. Throw him out into the cold. No coats. No coats.
Mr. Trump, the cheek of every American must tingle with shame, for all I can muster in the way of a comeback is bless your heart, Nikki Haley.
The party establishment bucked their swaggering frontrunner and embraced a young man from Florida who promised to focus the war on issues and substance. And so, General Rubio accused his rival of peeing his pants.
He doesn't sweat because his pores are clogged from the spray tan that he uses. He's going to make America orange. Guy, he's taller than me. He's like 6'2", which is why I don't understand why his hands are the size of someone who's 5'2". And you know what they say about men with small hands?
I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee it.
War changes men forever. War is hell.
For I fear holding this party together may be the biggest lost cause of all. General Reince Priebus.
Yeah, so that's part one, and we've turned it up a notch in part two, and we'll bring that to you on Monday night at 11:30 from Cleveland when we kick off Money, Power, and Politics 5 nights a week. Then when we move to the Democratic Convention in Philadelphia, we'll roll out our spoof of the Democratic War of 2016. But tonight, we're gearing up for Trump's big week in Cleveland. Coming up, Evan Axelbank will put it in context. He'll count down the wild and weird moments of conventions past. Then Charlie LeDuff will drill into the Trump movement, and he'll explain how and why Trump connects with working class voters in places and ways you may not expect. On Monday night, we'll kick off Money, Power, and Politics 5 nights a week live from the Republican Convention in Cleveland. So tonight, we want to show you how conventions can go off script or take some interesting turns along the way. And to that end, Evan Axelbank worked up his list as we gear up for Cleveland.
The conventions. What a big deal. Everything is on the line. It's a show of party unity. A brand new nominee makes their pledges to a nation hanging on every word. Or is it just a show about nothing? They preach to the converted. Their nominations are sewn up and lots of balloons come down. Think about it. Do you remember anything that has ever happened at a convention? Okay, maybe you remember that. That was Al Gore in 2000, trying to remind everybody that he was not Bill Clinton. And what about this? Remember Clint Eastwood in Tampa back in 2012?
What do you want me to tell Romney? I can't tell him to do that. Can't do that to himself. You're crazy.
That didn't help Romney, just like the kiss didn't help Gore. But sometimes things happen at conventions that don't seem significant until later.
Read my lips. No new taxes.
That moment from the '88 convention would haunt Bush in 1992. He did raise taxes, and Read My Lips turned into a 24/7 Clinton campaign ad. And then there's this, Barack Obama in '04.
There is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America.
That speech would start a state senator on a 4-year path to becoming president. And this time, with 2 nominees who face resistance within their own parties, these conventions could well be a show about much more than nothing. For Money, Power, and Politics, I'm Evan Axelbank.
Of course, the conventions over the next 2 weeks could bring us some new drama that could shake up the race. And right now, all eyes are on the Republicans and the Trump camp in Cleveland. Coming up, we'll explain Trump's populist appeal and how he won over frustrated working-class conservatives.
What have the Republicans done for you?
Okay, I really can't answer that.
Republican Party elite tried to take down Donald Trump for months. Party leaders, though, miscalculated their base and the times, and Donald Trump himself. Conservative, working-class white voters rallied behind Donald Trump, and the party establishment's efforts to push back backfired. Here's Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Charlie LeDuff and his take from upstate New York.
We've become weak. We've become weak.
There is a class war among Republicans. In an attempt to explain the populist appeal of Trump, the Manhattan billionaire who lives in a golden skyscraper, writers for elite Republican magazines have been mocking a hypothetical working-class white man named Mike. This make-believe Mike hails from a real-life upstate New York hamlet called Garbett. They describe Mike as a typical Trump voter, an out-of-work welfare cheat, high on Oxycontin, who's abandoned his kids. Instead of whining about Wall Street and trade deals, they write, Mike ought to put down his heroin needle and move to a place where there's work. The truth about these dysfunctional downscale communities is that they deserve to die. Economically, they are negative assets. Morally, they're indefensible. Imagine. Big talk from behind a keyboard. So we decided to physically go to Garbett, New York to find Mike, since working class white people like Mike are half the Republican voters. First, it's hard enough just finding Garbett.
You know where Garbett is, by any chance?
I have no clue, to be honest.
You know anybody in Garbett named Mike? What they need around here is real opportunity, which means they need a real change, which means that they need a U-Haul. If you want to live, get out of Garbett. So I say, what the hell are they talking about? That's insane. So Garbett's just up that way?
And once you find the crossroads of Garbett, about 20 miles south of Rochester, you quickly realize there is no Mike from Garbett.
Not that I know of. I don't know everybody, but...
No Mike?
No Mike.
There's no Mike from Garbett. There's a Kevin, whose dad's name is Mike, but no Mike. So let's settle for Kevin.
You use heroin, Kevin?
No.
You miserable?
Not really. No, I'm a nurse myself.
You're a nurse. You actually work.
Yeah, and I actually used to work for General Motors before that.
Used to work for General Motors?
Yeah, before he moved to Mexico.
Kevin, in fact, works 2 nursing jobs, but still earns less than he did at GM, where he made windshield wiper motors, like his father did and his grandfather before him. There's a lot of struggling people like Kevin in New York, a state that's lost hundreds of thousands of good-paying factory jobs overseas. Xerox, GM, Kodak, Corning, Bausch & Lomb, to name a few. Good thing there's cheap imports at Walmart, because Kevin can't afford anything else.
Okay, where's that watch made?
Well, it's probably made in China.
What's it say right there?
Philippines.
Made in Philippines. It's a nice shirt you're wearing.
Well, that's probably made in China. No, big and Dash, I believe.
Let me see here. Vietnam, bro.
Vietnam? Yeah. When I was a kid, a lot of people used to hunt out here. You know, they don't hunt anymore.
Despite what the round-shouldered writers write about people in their own party, Kevin says World Trade and Wall Street have done nothing to improve his life. And so he looks for something new, however crude and obnoxious.
I probably gotta end up voting for Trump. You know what I mean?
How come?
Well, he's hitting all the right spots. You know, I mean, except for sometimes when he screws up. You know, he's like it's not like he rehearses things. We need jobs. They got to be back here. We need manufacturing back in the United States. I mean, all the jobs are gone. I mean, Kodak fell apart. I mean, I just know from my area.
Kevin doesn't draw a government check, doesn't do drugs, and doesn't even keep beer in his fridge. He is, however, a single parent raising a teenage son, and the son, named Junior, will graduate high school next year and join the Army.
Why do you want to do the military so badly?
Serve my country. Never many people plan on doing it.
What do you think of your old man? If he wasn't sitting here, what would you tell me? What would you tell me about your dad?
He's a good, hard worker. Going for nursing and everything, coming from a factory, that was probably hard. I love you, I look up to you. Coming from raising me single parent, that's gonna be wasn't easy.
I just want the best, what's best for you. You know, I'd rather have you go to college for a year or two. If you still want military, go that route.
Town, country, family. That's how it goes in places like Garbett, New York. And it would do the political establishment some good to get out of their office towers and visit places like Garbett instead of mocking a man who only exists in their imagination.
What have the Republicans done for you?
I don't really know, to be honest with you. Being a Republican, no, yeah. Okay, I really can't answer that.
Belittle a man, you lose him. You lose his son, and you lose your party.
We're traveling to Cleveland next week with Charlie LeDuff. He'll join us for perspective on both conventions as we go on the road for the next 2 weeks. We'll also bring you live reports on Fox 13 through the day and through the night. And of course, Money, Power, and Politics moving to weeknights starting Monday at 11:30 p.m. Coming up, we have a special guest in our humor segment. And then Charlie said, he tells us one all the time, commentator. Plus, Charlie Belcher answers my mail.
Craig is a card-carrying journalist, which means he's an equal opportunity offender.
Phone's ring. Chance to try my cheesy new greeting. Hey, welcome to Politics. Thanks for calling.
Hey, great to be with you all. Thanks for having me.
Oh, Secretary Clinton, I am so... I don't have a watch. I forgot about our interview.
That was a mistake.
I know. That's on me. I'll be right there.
And I might as well check his mail. Let's see here this week. What's in Craig's mailbox? Here's the first one. Dear Mr. O'Reilly, I think you were being mean in that interview. Clara, I think you have the wrong email. With Fox 13. We like the folks over at the Fox News Channel. They are not here in Tampa. We're Fox 13. But I will forward this to Mr. O'Reilly. Done. Dear Craig, settle a bet. My husband says you are a Republican, but I say you are a Democrat. Who is right? I can answer that, Lauren. Craig is a card-carrying journalist, which means he's an equal opportunity offender. If he hasn't offended your party, just stay tuned.
Secretary Clinton, I cannot believe what you just said.
Everybody else is doing it.
I've got just a few more questions about that.
I've said no twice.
Okay, then let me just close maybe with some jokes from Charlie Belcher.
Let's see. Oh, here's some Facebook comments. We love the Facebook. Find us on the Facebook. Diane Joyce says, OMG. OMG. That must be a typo. Funny stuff. Good for her. Another masterpiece. Thank you, Timothy. I enjoyed all of your commentaries, Craig. This was extra special. Thanks for being an excellent reporter/commentator. That's nice. That reminds me of a potato joke. That's, how did that joke go? Why did the king potato not want his daughter to marry the village potato because he was just a commentator?
And then Charlie said, he tells us one all the time, commentator.
Dear Craig, click on this link to receive a free gift. Craig's not here, I get the gift. Click.
What's that? Oh, that sounds like an email alert. You know what that's like.
I was really tired that day. What can I say?
Secretary, I'm so sorry. Charlie must have messed something up. I've got to run.
Thanks, Charlie.
Charlie, what did you do with my email?
Nothing like that. Let me just exit out of that.
Now, you were making fun of my VHS collection last week. Now you do this.
Yeah, we'll call our IT services person and they'll
got a backup here.
Control-Alt-Delete.
JKLMNO, JKL.
1983 called. They'd like their phone back, Craig.
All right. Well, how about the funny of the week?
Your email is now officially locked out, but I can get back on Twitter. And did you see Marco Rubio's tweet?
What did he say?
Well, you know, he got caught in the debate, the famous, his debate gaffe, where he got caught in his talking points, just kind of repeating.
Robot
kind
mode.
of repeating. Kind of repeating.
And let's dispel once and for all with this fiction that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing. Let's dispel with this fiction that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing. This notion that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing.
Kind of repeating.
Barack Obama knows exactly what he's doing. Barack Obama knows exactly what he's doing.
And the headline was Rubio second guesses himself on robotic moment.
Data inaccurate, does not compute.
And then he, being funny, decided to tweet, Rubio second guesses on robotic moment. Rubio second guesses on robotic moment. Rubio second guesses on robotic moment.
That will never happen again. Happen again. Happen again. 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 Again.
So he's not a robot, but he plays one on TV.
The single greatest nation.
The single greatest nation in all of mankind.
Well, at least he has a sense of humor about it.
Yeah, now he can laugh about it.
We picked on him a lot about that, too.
Yeah, but politicians are always funnier when they stop running for something.
Yep, and so, well, this time he was funny along the way, too.
That's Craig's opinion.
Okay, it's time. It's time now to bring everybody else in.
Yes, and if you would like to get involved, you want us to read your comments, your emails, send us snail mail, however you do it. The best way, you can see on your screen right there. Find us on YouTube. Craig likes to post these all over the internet, so you can find them anywhere. YouTube, you can leave a comment. Facebook, leave a comment. Tweet us. Email us.
All right, I've got to go now. I've got to call the IT guy.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.